Welcome! My name is Devin, also known as Rambunctious Guy. I think I'm messing up the introduction already.
It doesn't matter. And I'm Tiny Kiwi, the person who's laissez-faire about the whole thing, also known as Heather. So join us while we chat and maybe craft.
And we are Sisters of the Holy Fiber. I felt like you said that part, but I think I'm supposed to say that part. This is episode 46 of that podcast thing.
Wow!
Where we mostly just chat.
Yeah.
Sometimes about crafting.
Finals are done! So
Yay!
now I can do things!
I'm drinking juice.
I can live again! Oh, and you're done too, aren't you?
Hey, I have a finished object.
Oh, show.
It's a baby hat!
Oh, that's super cute!
Isn't it adorable?
Dorbs, who's that going to?
Terry's coworker is having a baby.
Terry's coworker's having an eggplant.
It's on yarn. I'm modeling it on a skein of yarn.
I know, but it also looks like an eggplant. Like
yes. Yeah, so these hats, like, if you make it red, then it looks like a strawberry, and then if you make it green, you know.
So cute!
You make it a light green and then a dark green. It's like a green bean.
That's adorbs.
Very cute. So the pattern was super easy, and it's free, and then, I keep thinking about, like, I need to make baby things just to have around in my stash of things, so when because people keep having babies, it keeps happening, and I keep not having things to give them. So, The baby's due in September, and I'm super excited, because I'm done already.
Yay!
But I was thinking about making some more, because it was super easy and fun. And Terry was like, are you going to make a leaf for the top? And I was like, are you going to make a leaf for the top? So I might make a leaf for the top, because that would be cute. It would be cute. Pattern's free. I can't remember exactly what it's called. I think if you searched berry hat, you would find it.
Yeah.
I used Classic Elite Yarns, Adelaide.
Nice.
I'm happy I have a local yarn store.
Hmm.
That being said, I wish they had different yarn.
Yeah.
So they didn't really have a good, like, washable yarn in worsted weight that wasn't scratchy that I could use for baby things.
Right.
So this is not a washable wool. So I'm not terribly excited about using it for baby things, but
yeah.
Oh well.
Yeah.
The yarn is really nice. It's a merino wool and it's super squishy.
Cool.
And I have tons left over. Like, I could totally make an exact same one out of this. And then I have some red yarn, so I was going to make a red one, like strawberry.
That'd be cute.
Yeah. So we'll see. But that was my, like, I need to finish something because all my other projects are enormous and take forever.
Right.
That's my only finished object. I've also, so the other thing I've been working on is Terry's sweater, which I've been pretty monogamously working on.
Good.
Did I tell you that I don't think I did. I think this might have been before the last podcast. That I messed up and it was too big.
The sweater?
Yeah.
Oh no, you didn't tell me.
Oh. Yeah, so I made about this much.
Yeah.
And then I put it down and measured it, and I'm like, oh no, it's like an inch too big. Which, okay, an inch, like around a full body, not that bad. But because it's the front and the back, that would be 2 extra inches on a garment that already has positive ease
calculated
in. That's too much. She would have been swimming in it. So I had to rip it all out.
Bummer. Super bummer.
And then I recast on with 4 less stitches. So I have this, and then I needed to think to do like the underarm decreases and stuff, and I was like, it was the middle of the week, and I was like, I can't think right now, but I have to make a back, so why don't I just cast on the back and work on that, and then I can do the sleeve decreases on the weekend when I can think about it.
Good idea.
So I have this much of the back done.
Good job.
So,
good progress on that.
Huh?
You made good progress on that.
Yeah, I was like really mad that I had to rip out. I was very sad.
Yeah.
And then I was like determined to get back to where I was.
Uh-huh.
And so I knit a lot in a short amount of time.
Yep.
And I also, on the back part, I remembered to leave a long tail from the cast on to use for sewing up the side seam. I forgot to do that on the first one, but I remembered on this one, so that's good.
Good catch.
Yeah. I took Barbara Newton's finishing school class at Vogue Knitting Live like ages ago. It was really good.
That was a long time ago, wasn't it?
It was a very long time ago, and I don't really remember very much from it. But good thing, she also has a book called Finishing Class that I have been thinking about picking up before I finish this sweater so that I can do it right.
Right.
I like sewing up garments. I think it's like magic. I know people are like, I don't want to do seams, but I'm like, I can't wait. I love sewing up seams.
It's so funny. Everybody has their own favorite parts.
Yeah. So, so that's been getting a lot of love. And then the blanket has not been getting a lot of love because I needed to wind up another ball. So I haven't worked on it in like a week because I need to turn this into a ball. And then I went looking for the yarn today and I couldn't even find the yarn.
Uh-oh.
But I found it. Look, it's here. I freaked out for a minute. I switched which bag it was in, so.
That'll do it.
Yeah. But I found it. Never fear.
Yay.
That's all I've been working on. I have plans, though.
Yeah? What are you planning?
So the other thing gifting. Baby hats. I want to have lots of these just around so I can, hey, look, have a baby hat. Are you having a baby? Baby hat!
Yes, baby hats for everyone.
So I can just throw a baby hat at them. Okay. The other thing I think that's good to give are dryer balls.
Mm.
And I have several that I obtained that I don't really need that are already made out of wool. So like I already have like the center part. And then I'm just going to make like an outside little cute cozy. So I needed some feltable wool. And I already have some leftovers from some other project. So then I'll use this and then do a little contrasty, stripey, whatever. And
cool.
Yeah. So this is Ella Ray Classic Wool. Ella Ray is a nice, reliable brand. I like them. They're not too expensive.
I've never used them.
So, yeah, of my, my knitting store I'm glad that they're there. This is one of the few more affordable brands that they sometimes carry, is Ella Ray. So,
yeah.
I was happy to find that. And she, when I was buying the yarn, she was like, you know this felt, right? I was like, yeah, that's why I'm buying it.
It was nice that she was checking to make sure so you don't do a whole finished project.
And I'm sure that, like, other people have bought it and then it felted and then they complained, and...
Or, yeah, and, like, you don't want to go through all the trouble of making a sweater and then having it shrink, like...
Well...
Especially... Well, I'm just saying, beginners make mistakes. Some people get gung-ho and they don't know, and then they have sadness.
Yeah.
So I think it's better to just like, hey, you do know that this yada yada. Yes, I do. Thanks for the warning. That's cute.
You made it for me.
Yep.
This is where Terry's sweater is living.
Ah.
It was funny. You said that like you'd never seen it before. I was like, you made this. I love it so much. It makes me so happy.
Glanced at it.
Yay.
Yeah, it's funny. All the ladies in my knit group still use theirs. I never knew it was going to be such a big hit.
You should make me more.
That's true. You do eventually have a birthday coming up.
Yay! So, have you been crafting lately since you're out of school now?
I've mostly been sleeping or attempting to. Attempting to get my eye to stop twitching. That would be fabulous. If it would just stop. Like, my left eye has been twitching pretty much the entire week of finals. Which is funny because I'm not actually stressed out. It's just I've been staring at computer screens for too long because all of the homework and stuff.
Oh, yeah, you're not stressed out at all.
I was prepared, so I think if you're like panicking the week of finals, it's because you didn't do enough studying throughout the rest of the semester. Like at that point, you know it or you don't. So, but
I find that when my eye starts twitching, it's like, I'm fine, but I'm really not fine.
Yeah, no, mine is literally from staring at bright screens for too long.
That'll do it too.
Pretty much like days worth of staring at computer screens because all of my chemistry notes and homework were online. So,
yeah,
nothing to do for it. So I figured once school was out, I'd try to, stay off the computer, stay away from my phone, which is harder than it seems. So I picked up calligraphy to try to find something for myself to do. I'm still kind of floundering without, I feel guilty, like I should be doing things. I'm so used to being so busy studying that I don't know what to do with myself. So I'm trying to, forcibly make myself relax. It's only working so well. So when I was returning books at the store, I saw that they had a couple of calligraphy sets for pretty cheap in the art section. And I've had them before, but I've never really felt the need to get it. But I was like, that sounds like something fun to do. So, it's cheap enough. It's I think it was $11 or $12. Not much to throw at something. And it's like, I already have ink, Yeah. Might as well keep me out of trouble. So I did that. And then I went to the art store and went a little crazy. Oops. So now I have 17 different kinds of nibs. Oops. And 3 different kinds of inks. Oops. All in green.
Who's surprised? No one.
No one. Well, to be fair, I already had the one. So it's interesting. I've been learning about inks and nibs and stuff. So this one is dye-based, which is similar to the stuff that's in, I think, inkjet printers. This is the same stuff that's in those. And then there is pigment-based. And then there's this one, which is shellac-based. And they all have different, usages and thicknesses and pros and cons. So I've been sticking with the one that I've already used, which was the dye-based one, because it flows pretty easy and I know how it works. So figuring out the nibs themselves is easier to compare. So that's been fun. I haven't done much except prep most of the nibs, because they all come with a little bit of oil and stuff on them, to keep them from rusting in the packaging. So you've got to take that off before you can use them.
Do you have anything to show me?
I don't think so. Ooh. I mean, I've been practicing, but it's all just gobbledygook.
That's fine. I want to see the gobbledygook.
It's just like 7 years ago, blurdy blur.
Pretty.
Yep. Which is nice. So since I've been, reading everything about it, I've been doing a lot of stuff online, like reading different people and different suggestions they make. So I got Speedball's book on calligraphy, because they were one of the first nib producers for dip pens back in about early 1900s.
Oh, cool.
So it's interesting because it also includes the history of their company. So that's been fun. Just looking through it. Like, here's a simple one.
Cool.
And you know how I love learning the history of things, too. Here's some more difficult stuff.
Ooh.
And it's nice because it shows you stroke order and stuff, too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember I had a calligraphy set ages ago.
Mm-hmm.
And I had one of those books that, showed you different letterings and things, and it was fun. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, there's so much stuff online, there's really no need to buy anything, but I was in the store, and it was interesting because it had the history of their company, too, which suckered me in. So I already have my quill, this one. It's missing the insert at the moment because I took everything out to clean it.
You so fancy pants, quill!
And then I have these two manuscript pen holders. This one's the one that's plastic and works with Speedball nibs, and this is the one with the universal insert. It's the same insert as this one.
Uh-huh.
The reason I took this one out, though, is that I noticed I had been leaving the nib in it, and some ink had gotten up in it and started rusting. So I took everything apart to clean it. Yeah. Well, learning how to do everything. You make mistakes.
For sure.
But it's been fun. Just learning the different sort of pen nibs and the strength and angle that you hold things at, just to make things work. Everything works in a little bit different way. So it's been fun.
Cool. I never did, I just did the pens that, it came, the calligraphy pen, it already came, and it had little inkwells you put into it and stuff, but it wasn't, I never really got into nibs and stuff.
I was not too interested in the nib stuff, except I have a Lamy pen. Actually, let me grab it and I'll show you, because it's like the one that you're talking about.
Knitting, 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 knitting. Now I'm making a knitting butterfly.
What? Oh, that's cute.
I'm entertaining myself while you were gone.
That's adorable. Okay, so, and I highly recommend this pen. It is super nice. You can see I'm almost out of ink.
Uh-huh.
Which is nice when you can eyeball it and tell that you need to put another cartridge in soon.
Mm-hmm.
Fountain pens can get hella expensive. You can spend hundreds of dollars. Or if you're crazy, close to $1,000. Some of those are insanity. Gold-plated, whatever.
Yeah.
That's a whole nother market. I will probably never be that target audience. But I did go to the store that has a bunch of the more expensive lines, and then they had, a couple of pilots and these as their lower end sort of stuff. And it's also the place where I got this quill. So they have kind of a wide variety of what's your price point.
Mm-hmm.
But I happened to get into a good conversation with another guy who was a pen aficionado, and he's one of the guys who'd spend, over $100 on a pen. Mm-hmm. Not the hundreds of dollars, but and he said that he recommended this one, so I tried it out in the store because he recommended it over the Pilot, which is the other same one at this price point.
Uh-huh.
And I tried it out, and I loved it. So I have two nibs for this, and it's been fantastic. Because the nib itself is, you just get off and replace it with another one. It doesn't take more than a minute. Super easy.
Cool.
If you wanted to have. different options for calligraphy or whatever. I use it as just literally a regular pen because the stiffness is really high. So I just write with it like normal. But I like it because I can change the color of ink, which I do all the time from purple and green. So, the only downside to this, and the reason that I'm kind of doing nibs for calligraphy, is you go through a lot of plastic cartridges. Yeah. So while this is great on the go, like I can have a little ink thing that's not going to spill everywhere as a, pop a new one in. It's not great putting all that plastic in a landfill. I mean, it adds up when you write a lot. And over the semester that I've been using this pen, I've gone through probably at least 10 of them. Mm-hmm. At least 10 of the cartridges. Probably more. Because I've been doing all my note-taking with these. Mm-hmm. So at home, I would just rather stick with glass and ink, right. And not the plastic. So, and I've practiced enough that I feel confident, like if there's problems with the paper or the nib, I'm not taking it personally, like there's a lot of beginner things that can get in your way, like using cruddy paper. Right. Where the nib will get stuck in the fibers. Mm-hmm. And then you think, oh, I can't do it because the ink is splattering. This isn't something for me, and really it's what you're using. So, I don't think any of that's really going to slow me down. People have been sweet about giving advice on Facebook, though, because I posted a picture of all the stuff I'd gotten. And there's been people who recommend the fountain pens instead of the dip pens, and I pretty much told them what I told you. They're great for on the go, but so much plastic. Yeah. I do have one cartridge, however, because the Lamy that I got came as a set, like a holiday set, for a present. Mm-hmm. So it came with about maybe 9 different colored inks, but it also came with this guy. Try to get him in focus, but I don't know if he'll go.
Yeah, it's in focus.
Okay. He's got a little plunger inside. Let me twist it down so you can see.
Yeah, I see it moving.
So you can actually put your own ink in it and use that for the Lamy pen.
Oh, neat.
The only problem is you can't preload it and take it with you because the end is open, unlike the regular cartridges, which are sealed until you put them in the pen. Right. So, again, for on the go, not so great, and it's good for not using as much plastic, but just, I don't know, pros and cons. Yeah. But I'm having fun. You should have seen my hands earlier. I don't know if you can still see, but I'm kind of covered in green ink because I'm still, how I showed you all the cigar boxes and stuff for the stuff for trying to make something to carry it around. Well, I decided to just carry all the liquid parts in a tin, an old tea box tin, in case it spilled. And good thing I did because it did spill. Whoops. This guy got ink everywhere. I'm looking at you. Kaweko. Green ink everywhere, on the table, on my hands, on everything. I was like, good Lord. But it was a good thing that I, had it in the tin, because otherwise, who knows how big of a mess it would have made.
Oh, yeah.
So,
but that was a good idea, keeping them in the tin, then.
Yeah, so I might just keep all of the nibs because, the nibs, I've just been carrying in this old, recycled plastic thing that I used. It was just something that came in, I don't know, a Lunchable or something. Yeah. Because I always keep my little plastic stuff. So, I don't know. Might just keep the paperwork and the pens in something separate. Mm-hmm. Or find a better bottle that doesn't leak. I think really what happened was that I needed to crank it down a lot heavier than I did because I'm used to just having it on the desk. So.
Have you been having fun with the lettering? Have you been making up your own things or mostly just...
Mostly I've just been trying the nibs. Yeah. I haven't actually been trying to learn any of the fonts. I want to figure out the inks and the nibs first before I move into the lettering. Mm-hmm. But either way, it keeps me out of trouble, so that's been fun. Oh, and then I put a little dish sponge in here
Mm-hmm.
with some water for cleaning my pens on the go. And this one didn't leak at all. Good job, little jar.
Cool.
Yeah, just happened to be a random jar that Daryl had ordered and was the wrong size for whatever he was trying to do, so he's like, want a bottle? Yeah, sure.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. No, my
Sorry.
Serna gets home points when she brings home boxes. I brought you boxes. I'm like, yay! To the box pile they go.
We're so easily amused. That's funny.
Well,
But-
they come in all sizes, and sometimes you just need the right size box.
Look at this little tiny tin. When he's empty, he's going to be fun.
Keep it all! No, KonMari says get rid of it. Ah!
Well, I end up using them, so I'm not really complaining. And I like reusing the plastic stuff if I can.
Mm-hmm.
If for nothing else than to, like, I am using some of my old Tupperwares that are kind of cruddy for keeping paint tins and stuff in them, because I've been repainting a bunch of stuff. Oh, the shelving that I am painting,
Yeah?
that's gone well. The paint is done, the paint part, and I've been layering it up with layers of tung oil. And it's made the grain pop awfully prettily.
Oh, cool.
So it's working out well, but it's really still air drying and it's stinky, so it's in the garage.
Yeah.
I'll probably do maybe one more layer and then I'll call it a day.
Mm.
But that's been fun.
Cool.
And a learning experience, too.
Mm-hmm.
I'll probably use some of that on some of the, I've got a couple of boards of fancier stuff that I got at the discount bin at the wood store, like this guy.
Uh-huh.
I want to make little shelves above my desk for my bric-a-bracs. So I'll probably use the oil for these just because I like the grain of the wood. There's no reason for painting it.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I got these guys for. So I can have my...
cute.
Yeah. Hi, Michelle. So that's on my list of things to do. That and staying out of trouble. Or attempting to. Attempting to relax, despite the twitchy eye.
Relax.
Easier said than done.
Trim your plant.
I am.
Trim your plant.
Yeah. It took a sudden nosedive. Might be
It's a
time
maidenhair.
Yeah, might be time to throw him in the bin. We'll see.
At the yarn store, I also got a book.
Ooh, show. Ooh.
It's called Little Red in the City, and it's by Ysolda Teague.
Okay.
And I have wanted this book ever since it came out, which was like ages ago. Ages ago. I am like way late on the train for this book. Let me see. 2011. 6 years ago. I'm a little late on the train. Anyway.
Yeah.
One of the things I really like about her is that she doesn't do small, medium, and large. She does all sizes. All the sizes! You know, she has a very wide range of sizes, because people come in different sizes.
Who knew?
And, you know, like the models, and she often models her own garments, but she also has people who are not tiny modeling things. So
Nice.
I liked supporting body positivity.
Yep.
And then, so the first part of the book is like techniques and how to take measurements but one of the things that is good about this book is that she goes over like how to modify a pattern for your body shape, especially for bust darts.
Nice.
And explaining bust darts and Like, this makes a flattering line here, but this, if you put it here, that's not so flattering.
Right.
So, things like that.
Cool.
And some different methods for short rows and techniques and stuff. And then this is one of my favorite pictures. She's like holding a pile of sweaters.
Oh, cool.
That's my dream. I want to be this, holding all the sweaters I've made.
That's funny.
And then it starts with this vest that I love. And I am not like a big vest person. So for me to want to make a vest, let's see there.
You should make a vest for me since I love vests.
You do. I could make you a vest. So this one, the waist shaping happens... Huh?
My birthday? What? What? It doesn't have sleeves. I know my birthday is like coming up so quick, but there's no sleeves. Hashtag no shame.
Hashtag next year.
Aww.
The waist shaping happens in the cables.
Oh, nice.
So it's pretty cool. I really like it. And then it looks like it's knit in like little tiny yarn, but it's actually worsted weight. It's just the pattern. It's like a trick of the eye. So it knits up faster than you would think. So I really like that one. I want to make that. She has this little, it's like a Fair Isle yoke sweater and his little birdies.
That's so cute.
It's called Chickadee. So I want to make that. That's another reason I got this book, because a lot of times, like with pattern books, I want to make like one or two things, but I want to make like everything in here.
Yeah, I felt like that about the Harry Potter magazine.
Yeah.
When it came out. I'm like, yeah, I could make pretty much anything in here.
Yeah. There was one more I wanted to show you. I mean, I like all these too, but this one. Oh my goodness. This is called Melia, and she says, a collection titled Little Red in the City just wouldn't be complete without a sweater perfect for Little Red Riding Hood to wear in the city. So it's it's like a longer kind of coat length, butt covering, little pockets. It has like a honeycomb border along the edge. It's in a hood. It's so cute.
Mm-hmm. It's all the things.
So cute. So
very cute.
Yeah. I mean, look at Snuggles. Snugglies.
Worth it.
So that would be really fun to make. I don't know if I ever will, but I have the pattern here in case I feel like it.
Yep.
One day. I think those were the things that like I really, really love, but I could make anything in here and be happy. And she tells little stories about her design inspiration, and so I like this book. Oh, and the knitting store said that, you know, people are buying things online and, you know, they're buying things through Ravelry and not getting paper copies of stuff. So I guess that what she was leading on to say that I guess they're not going to really be carrying books so much anymore. So it's 40% off. So hey.
Oh, well,
win.
Okay. Good and bad.
Yeah. So I was happy about finding that because I've been looking for it for a while.
Yeah.
I think that's it for my crafty pursuits.
Okay.
I
don't think I have anything new to talk about. I said I don't think I have anything else to talk about.
I have two more things. One thing I wanted to share with you is what I have been watching lately on Netflix.
Nice.
Because another podcaster or videocaster, I guess, whatever, on YouTube, she's like, I've been knitting and watching the BBC series Escape to the Country, where they sell houses to people in the countryside of Britain. So you get to drive around and look at country houses. And they're like, oh, I love the range in this kitchen. Or, oh, I would tear all this out and replace it. Or, look at that view. It's always look at that stunning view, and it's like rolling hillsides. And then one time it was like, look at your neighbors, and it's a field of cows, and so.
That's funny.
So it's very relaxing to watch, and the buyers are not pressured into buying anything. It's just like they're just showing them houses.
Nice.
So, and then the show is so cute. So they show them 2 houses, and then the third house, it's called the Mystery House. And usually it has like some kind of quirky feature that it's supposed to challenge the buyers for what they think they want. And so, it's fun. I've been enjoying watching it.
It does sound fun and like low stress, you know?
It's very low stress, and definitely a break from my murder mysteries and things like that. So,
yeah, I even had to give up on Rosemary and Thyme at one point because that was making me too stressed out.
Yeah.
I love it, but it's like, it's still murder.
Yes.
So.
Yeah. And then the last thing I wanted to share with you was my outdoor adventures and what I've been up to lately. So, I am getting ever closer to actually going backpacking. I forgot to show on the podcast last time, but I did buy a pack, and it's heavy right now because there's weights in it. Where is it? There it is. There it is.
How heavy is it?
Right now it's got 15 pounds in it, so it's not too bad. I'm gonna slowly keep adding weight to it.
Good idea.
But because I've been taking martial arts classes, I am stronger now, so things are not as hard as they once were.
Excellent.
So I'm really happy with my pack. But I've been like I walked to work today with it on.
Cool.
And I had like my Death Valley sun hat on, and I had my pack on, and the other teachers were like, "You look ready for summer." And I'm like, I am.
That's awesome.
So I also took a map and compass class.
How did that go?
It was so much fun. But I got a compass.
Oh, let's see.
So here's my new toy.
Oh, very fancy.
Yes, it has adjustable declination.
Ew.
So
watch your mouth out.
True north and magnetic north are different. So when your compass points at north, it doesn't point at true north, it points at magnetic north. So you have to adjust, and that's called declination. I don't make up the terms. So where you are on the planet changes your declination.
Mm-hmm.
So if I went to Maine and I wanted to use my compass, I would have to set the declination in a different place.
Right.
So my declination is 12.5 degrees for where I am. And I love my compass. And I had so much fun triangulating my location. And I am ready to be safe in the wilderness now because I can use a map and compass. So
yay!
Yeah, and I had lots of fun reading topographic maps and figuring out all the squiggly lines. And the class was about reading the landscape so that you can figure out what is... Because a lot of things don't show up on the maps, right? Because they're a smaller representation of the real world. So you have to figure out what is showing on the map and what is not showing up on the map. And my guide had some really good advice about sometimes that you'll come across a fork in the trail and it'll be on the map, but sometimes the forks on the trail are like, some people just felt like going over there to the river, and then other people followed, and then now there's a fake fork. It's not really a fork, and so it won't be on your map. So, interesting. interesting things. So it was fun. I'm glad I went, and
Sounds pretty cool.
go REI!
Yay!
Yay.
Yeah, I learned how to do some of that in my archaeology class, but that was like learning how to use it to map your site.
Mm-hmm.
But I've forgotten most of that, unfortunately. Just because I haven't used it.
Right.
You know, like how often do I need to use a compass?
Yeah.
I'll put you in, it's pretty much never.
Yeah. But the first part of the class was just learning how to look at a topographic map and like what are the features and stuff. And so our teacher drew some pictures of topographic lines, and then we made the landforms out of like the dirt.
Cool.
And I was like, I need Play-Doh. You need to bring Play-Doh for this next time and put those little things of Play-Doh out so that we can all make landforms out of Play-Doh, because that would be fun.
That sounds pretty cute.
So now I really want to teach the class so that I can play with Play-Doh.
Yeah. Understandable.
Yeah. So, we are getting ever closer to actually going backpacking.
Do you have a destination that you would prefer to start?
Well, there's a good kind of beginner location near us that has water. Mm-hmm. It's pretty much following along a river and stuff, but it's a little bit too hot in the summer.
Yeah.
So we might try and find something a little bit higher up in the mountains.
Okay.
To start. And I just kind of want, like I was telling my partner, like, let's just put all our stuff in the pack dinner and breakfast, and, like, start at noon, hike 2 miles in, camp for the night, have breakfast in the morning, and hike back out.
Yep. Sounds good.
Just kind of see how we do.
Yeah.
Before we plan on doing anything that's multiple days.
Right. That's a good idea. Get some practice in, too. You figure out any problems with, you know, packing and your straps and all that.
Right. Yeah. And how heavy our stuff is going to be.
Yeah, and if you know, the division of goods is always interesting, too. You know, who's going to carry the stove versus who's going to carry whatever.
I carry the stove, and she's going to carry the tent. And I think that's totally fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, and she's been talking about getting a new sleeping bag, because the one that she has is, it's just an older model, so it's quite heavy. So she's been talking about getting a new one that'll be lighter weight. Yeah. So, yeah, that's it for me, I think.
I don't know. I have a pretty good sleeping bag that goes to, I think, -20. Mm-hmm. But it got dry cleaned when it wasn't supposed to get dry cleaned, so now I have no idea, like, if it would really be okay for, you know, that low of a temperature.
Yeah.
But what can you do? But that's all I have. Okay. So thanks for joining us.
Thanks for joining us. We'll be back at some point.
Bye.